Massachusetts is number one.
I figured that was a no-brainer.
To me, like Maine and New Hampshire and like they're all the same thing to me. Do you know what I'm saying?
They're all just north. Spoken like a true Bostonian.
From Maine's cold coast to Connecticut pride, Vermont's green hills take it all in stride. Massachusetts traffic we grip and we grind with a Dunkin' iced coffee and no peace of mind. So New England stands up proud. Chowder thick, we shout it loud. From Fenway Chance to Rhode Island tide, New Hampshire's cry, live free or die. So New England with Ian Brownhill.
Good friggin' morning from New England, folks. Welcome back to episode 73 of the So New England podcast. You guys already know who I am. You know who the co-host is, and you know who our producer is. RJ, tell us who our guest is today.
Today's guest is a Grammy-nominated producer, multi-platinum songwriter, entrepreneur, and one of the most creative minds in music today. He's worked with household names like Beyoncé, Lady Gaga, Kanye West, and Pharrell. Maybe you've heard of them. Built global brands and helped shape the careers of some of the biggest artists in the world. Beyond the studio, he's a CEO, keynote speaker, author of How to Win Big in the Music Business, and the driving force behind major ventures in gaming, entertainment, and tech. And the best part about him is, guys, he was born and raised in the greatest region of them all, hailing from the mean streets of Boston. Please welcome the one and only Clinton Sparks.
What's up, guys? Thanks for having me on here.
Yeah, man, we really appreciate the time. Listen, I want to fucking really get into it. I want to just kind of talk about how someone from fucking Boston gets to the level that you are at. I want to talk about what your upbringing kind of felt like and where the inspiration came from to get yourself to become such an incredible entrepreneur, the creative juices that inspired you to get into music production, how you managed to get yourself in front of the most pivotal people in the music industry, and then also how you've now taken that to larger levels, like your global gaming
League.
Am I saying that right? Global
Gaming League. Yeah.
League.
Ask RJ to read. And look at RJ's cheat sheet.
Global Gaming League, which
I got nothing else.
I'm still so fucking bummed I didn't make it out to Vegas for that launch. That looked so awesome. You had T-Pain and stuff. So,
dude, it's the last one. It's a fucking league. There's a whole season. Come to another one.
I love it. All right, well, I'll be there.
Right.
But yeah, I would just love to kind of give an introduction for anyone who's lived under a rock and doesn't know who you are.
My name is Clinton Sparks. I'm born and raised in Dorchester, Mass. Went to St. Anne's. And then I lived in Hyde Park. And then at 15, I was getting arrested too much. So my mom sent me to my dad in Randolph. Grammy nominated, multi-platinum producer, songwriter, DJ, sold over 80 million records, worked with everybody from Eminem, Rick Ross, T.I., 2 Chainz, Snoop Dogg, Ludacris, Pitbull, Akon, Beyoncé, Lady Gaga. I discovered and signed DJ Snake, introduced him to Little John. We made Turn Down for What, all that. 2002, I built my first e-commerce website called mixunit.com, made $5 million the first year, turned it into the world's biggest mixtape site, conceived the world's biggest urban website called World Star Hip Hop. I helped my buddy Eminem and Paul Rosenberg launch and grow Shade 45 channel. I was a host on E! News with Ryan Seacrest and those guys for 5 years. I literally was flying from Boston to LA twice a week to host E! News.
That's
so
nuts.
On my own dime too, by the way. So I did, in fact, my wife, who I met from Boston, who's from Quincy, when we met, and then she was telling the story, she goes, I remember I used to hear your voice on E! News. And I'd be like, who's that guy that sounds like he's from Boston? So, because I'd be like, the album last year. You know, So anyways, I did that. And then, built my own syndicated radio show around the world and helped take my first, one of the companies I was a part of, a gaming company, from zero to $1 billion IPO. And I've done a lot of cool shit in my life. So, it's a testament to the Boston mentality. What I mean by that is like, just fucking figure it out, make it happen. Like I no one wants to hear you bitching. Like if there's a problem, just fucking fix it and fucking go to work. And that's kind of like the mentality from my era growing up in Boston, where no one's coming to save you, no one cares, no one's going to help. Just fucking figure it out. And then it was also growing up broke and, single mom, alcoholic father, you know, like a lot of people in Dorchester at the time, like welfare, roaches, food stamps, got picked on a lot. Uh, I was like in the middle, like everywhere I lived was like, I was like too white for the black kids and too black for the white kids. Like I never fit in anywhere, right? So I lived
Yeah.
everywhere from Fields Corner to Ashmont and everywhere in between. I had like 11 apartments growing up in Dorchester. So yeah, man, it's just moving around and not really having real good guidance, which got me in trouble and started breaking in houses, B&Es as we call them, and stealing cars, robbing people, and stuff like that. And then I ended up getting around 19. I'm just giving you a quick cliff note.
Yeah.
Around 19, I was gonna rob a bank with two friends, and we staked it out for a while. And right before we were gonna do it, I realized like I'm on some loser shit, and if we get pinched, like my life is over. So I told my buddies I'm not gonna do it. They went on and did it, got away with it, and I went and looked in the back of the paper like we used to do back in them days in the '90s, and I seen UPS was hiring. So I got a job at UPS, and I worked there for years, loved it. I was like, "This job is sick." You can make at the time, you can make 75 grand a year, full benefits, and I'm working out while I'm fucking at work. Like,
Yeah.
this job who wouldn't and I don't need to be a college degree. I didn't even have a high school diploma. So, I was doing that. I ended up hurting my spine, and getting spinal surgery, and then I couldn't do hard labor. I didn't graduate high school, so now I had to make this music thing I've been doing since I was 10. I was like, "I just gotta make this my real job now." So I had no plan B, and then that's how I started my path on becoming kinda Clinton Sparks, Get Familiar, the successful DJ producer that I ended up becoming.
That's insane. It's like, it's really hard for me to kind of wrap my head around as you go through the sequence of all of the things that you have done versus where you came from and just how you continue to grow from there. And I want to get to the root of like where that creative juice like exists what's inside your head, because people don't get to the level that they get at without having just like this knack for creativity, this knack for resourcefulness that exists within. And I'd love to see where that motivation for you like kind of comes from for the next, because if you just name one of the amazing accomplishments you have here, most people would see that, be content and be like, hell yeah, like look what I did. And they would talk about it for the rest of their lives. But you talk about it in this sentence of feeling very happy with your accomplishments, but knowing that there's still more for you to do. There's still more for you to grow. There's still more opportunities like
Yeah,
the global gaming league you're working on.
I never wanted to have Al Bundy poke high stories. Right? So, right, back when I was in high school, like, nah, bro, like, in fact, to your point, I kinda have this mechanism where every day is kinda like a refresh button, sorta, right? So, even today, like, I'm still kind of a little bit, like, excited about it, but, like, I had more investment come into my company. Tomorrow, it's like, that didn't happen. You know what I mean? So I've always
Right.
operated where, like, with the mentality that everything could go away tomorrow, and that I always have to prove myself to myself.
Mm,
Yeah. So where the creativity came from, probably from being a lonely kid and not really having any outside influences. So, my radio was my best friend as a kid. So all I did was sit and listen to my radio. So I really learned a lot from listening to the lyrics of songs. And really, I give a shit, right? So, like, about everything, about
mm,
people, about the world, about, my goals. And um, my philosophy on how I've been able to do well, build a stellar reputation, and continue to succeed was based off of watching my environment of people complaining, making excuses, doing wrong things, being negative. And I just watched people and I'm like, oh, I have all the answers. Just don't be an asshole. Right. So, and it's just like, really, all the answers to life are right in front of your face if you just shut the fuck up and listen.
mm,
And most people don't, because they spend their life looking for answers to questions that they have that more often than not, you're never going to get answers to. Like, Dad, why'd you leave? Mom, why'd you do this? Like, these questions that you have in your mind that you feel if you get the answers, you will now be whole. And once you're a whole, you'll be able to now pursue the life that will make you happy or successful in which you desire. But if you realize I don't need any answers, it is what it is. That's just fucking life. Now, how do I build my life by design with intention in the way that I know will make me happy and also not burn bridges or hurt other people? So, if I
Love
know
the way you said that.
it hurts my feelings that my dad's not here, then right there I know, hey, when I'm a dad, be present. You know what I mean? So it's
Yeah.
like, it's really that simple. Hey, someone's being an asshole and ruining their reputation or hurting people's feelings. Maybe I shouldn't do that. You want to know how to treat a girl? Listen to girls talk about what they hate about guys. You know what I mean? So it's like, to me, it's pretty simple to be a good human being. Just listen to other humans talk about what they don't like, or watch other humans be shitty versions of human beings and say, yeah, I'm not going to be that. So that's pretty much how I've been able to steadily keep, like, I'll go like this for the rest of my life. Like, I've been rising stock since I've decided to put all of my time and energy to make a career in the music industry. Like, of course, there's times where, maybe you lull a little bit, but it's still always, even if it goes like this, it's still always going like this. And
Right.
it's because I treat people well. I do things to help other people with not wanting anything in return, for the most part, unless obviously it's a mutual business dealing we're doing. But like, and all the businesses I've built have all been, the common denominator is, how can I solve a problem and how can I help other people? So when you understand how to become a value add to the world, right, then you start becoming a value add to other people, and that starts compounding. People start seeing the good that you're putting out and that you provide, and then people want to support you. They want to be a part of what you're doing.
Fellas, let me talk to you for a second, man. Look, it's 2026 and you're not feeling like yourself lately. I get it, but it's time to do something about it. You got low energy, you're having bad workouts, you can't seem to focus. You are not alone. And trying to figure it out in today's medical world, hell, it can feel like a total hamster wheel. That's why we at the So New England podcast are wicked excited to be partnering with Game Day Men's Health. Now, here's a few fun facts. Your initial consult and lab work are completely free. And most of the results are done right in-house in about 15, 20 minutes. It's a medical office built specifically for men, with licensed professionals who actually give a damn and explain what's going on so that they can create a real game plan for you. They offer testosterone optimization, peptides, yes, there it is, buzzword from socials, I know you're seeing it everywhere, peptides, ED solutions, because fellas, there ain't no shame in the game, baby, and more. All completely personalized to you, which was me and the fellas' favorite part. Check out one of their locations in Garden City, Cranston, or Wayland Square right in Providence. Quick, easy, professional, and we cannot recommend them enough. Check out the video on our socials of our personal experience if you'd like, so you can kind of see what it looks like firsthand. Because me and the fellas, we all got our blood work done, and we're now all on our own customized plan right from Game Days Men's Health. So what are you waiting for? Take control of your health today, boys. GameDayMen'sHealth.com and book your appointment today. You know, what's so fascinating is the growth from what you came from to where you are here. And you're saying I'm trying to wrap my head around how you went from that to this, and you didn't like go through this imposter syndrome feeling, right? Like I'm
No,
trying to
that's
put
not
myself
true.
in your.
That's not
Oh,
true.
did you? I was going to ask if you did or if you didn't,
Yeah.
because it's like, how do you get yourself in front of these people and survive?
Every creative that's not a narcissist has imposter syndrome. I don't care if you're a writer, a rapper, a dancer, a podcaster, an executive. Everybody has some level of imposter syndrome. And by the way, I would argue narcissism may be birthed because of imposter syndrome and insecurity. Do you know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, dude, to this day, you guys say really nice things about me, and it's super flattering, and I'm really grateful and thankful for anybody that says nice things or gives me flowers or points out, cool stuff that I've done. But like, internally, I still feel like loser Clinton from Dorchester that's trying to prove that he's worthy to be listened to or be part of this or be part of what I'm doing. I'll give you an example. you might think Pharrell, since you mentioned Pharrell, you might think as successful as Pharrell is, he can just walk into any room. Yeah, here's my beat, take it. Like, even when you're that high, there's still somebody else higher. And there's also still things that you have to prove to other people because everybody has their own perception or feelings of you or the moment or the act that's going on. So let's just take Pharrell for instance. Somebody may say, like, yeah, whatever, bro. Yeah. So you're good at fashion doesn't mean you understand this. You know what I mean? So
Right.
they're gonna like try to figure out a way to box you and then make it seem like you're not good at this thing and find a way to like devalue you or put you down. So it's like, and you know how many times I've heard this exact line? Aren't you a DJ? After I talk. And what they mean by that is, how the fuck are you so smart when you're just a fucking DJ? Right? And that's because their perception of what a DJ should be, right?
Right.
Like, I'm just supposed to know how to play records. Like,
Right.
and by the way, me becoming a DJ was a Trojan horse for me to get into the business of the music business. I never even wanted to be a DJ. Like, that wasn't my goal. I was like, man, I can't wait to be the illest DJ. Like, it was just like, what happened is I was on Jam at 94.5 and I was on the morning show with Baltazar and Pebbles, if anybody remembers that. So like I was the funny guy on the morning show. But the reason I got that is because I knew there was a guy on the radio that I'm like, so go back even further. I understood the internet in 99, in 2000, and I knew the music industry didn't. So I befriended the popular DJ on Jam 94.5 at the time, and I just started making remixes for him and intros to his show, going back to being a value add. So I was doing the shit I knew he couldn't do to make him look flyer. So like I did that, and then what's that going to make him want to do? Befriend me, because there's value in me. So now he would say, "Hey, come up to the station, come hang out." Da da da. Da. So then I'd go up at the station, and then what would I do? Start soaking up how radio works. How do executives work? How do record labels work? How does the programming work? How does the DJ work? How do celebrities work when they come up? So I'm soaking in the game. So as I'm doing that, I'm getting stronger, bigger, and better, right? And then building my network. So then a new station opened up called Hot 97.7 in Boston. And they came to me like, "Hey, we want to put you on the radio." And I was like, "Oh, no, I'm over here jamming. I'm good." However, that DJ wasn't putting me on, right? He was just kind of keeping me, nah, just make me dope shit. Like,
Yeah.
yeah. So, and I'm thinking we're becoming such good friends. He's going to inevitably add me to the roster to be one of the DJs. In the end, he never did that. And that hurt my feelings because like I really gave my all to be worthy of that. So much so that even his boss said, "Clint, why don't you DJ on this radio station?" I'm like, "This is it. I'm about to be on." And then, then he didn't put me on. So then in the meantime, Baltazar and them found me funny. So I started writing all the skits and I was called Stun Stud Clinton. So like I was the guy out in the streets that like come up with dumb shit like I got a job interview coming up and my tie got caught in the bus and got pulled off and I don't have a tie. And I try to get someone to loan me their tie so I could go into an interview, right? Shit like that. All the shit that happens on YouTube that I was doing that shit then, right? In the 90s. So then the Hot 97.7 opened up. They were like, "We want you to be over here." I went to that guy and I said, "Hey, they want me over there, but like I want to be here." He's like, "All right, cool. Yeah, I'm going to try to put you on." They asked me again, same thing. Third time, it was like, "Dude, if you don't put me on and then I pass up on that, then I get nothing." I go, "You got to like, dude, I want to be here. You're my boy. I want to be here." And I knew that he was nervous that if he put me on, I would outshine him. So I had to have the real conversation that was like, and by the way, that's a lot of that shit happens in Boston. A lot of motherfuckers are like, "I ain't putting you on. You're going to fucking," it's like motherfuckers don't want to put other motherfuckers on. Right. And it's like, so I've always wanted to
Same
put
way in the
people on.
social media game around here still. Still
Dude,
the same.
I always wanted to put people on. I think it's awesome. If I'm dope and I talk about how dope you are, it doesn't make me not dope anymore. In fact, it makes me even doper because I'm bringing all these dope people around me and we're a dope crew now. Right. So and it started with my dope. Right. So anyways, I ended up having to leave and I went to that station and it sucked because then I started becoming super popular like over there. And, it's just, that's how I started my radio career. And then, I also heard a version of radio on that station that wasn't him. I'm like, what is that? And he's like, oh, it's called syndicated radio. So then I researched that. I found out the company. I drove down there. I pitched myself. They said no. They said no. For a year, they said no on the phone. Then I drove down there. It so happened to be in another part of Massachusetts. And I pitched myself, and within 24 hours, they gave me a 10-city syndicated radio show. And like, that's how I started my career in radio, and everything stemmed from that. And the moral of that is, one, I never let my emotions get involved, right? Because if I did, I would fuck that guy, like, I didn't. I understood some people are going to be haters. Some people are going to see value. Some people are going to want to help you. Some people are going to try to block you. I never sit and wallow in those issues. All I do is understand that's the personality profile I'm dealing with. And I have an arsenal of understanding people like you, and I know how to deal with people like you. So that's how I operate.
That's fucking badass, man.
That's
No.
sick. I love
So
that.
you don't have the imposter syndrome. So what would be like a way that you could help someone out now, since we're talking about bringing other dope people on? It's like, if someone's going to get themselves into the room of people like this that can help them level up, what kind of skill sets did you learn on how to become a chameleon and like network yourself to these people, even when it seems like you're kind of like, I learned this shit kind of on the fly?
Well, to become a successful, in your term, chameleon, it goes back to one, experience and understanding all the different facets of life, but two, giving a shit about other people, right? Most people kind of go, this is what I am, this is what I am, and they're just bumping into each other, and right? And it's like, if you respect and accept this person, like let's say you're kind of a prick and hard to deal with, right? I don't know, maybe you are, maybe you aren't, I don't know. But like, let's say I want to do something with you, and I know you're kind of maybe full of yourself, or you need to be the guy that has the idea, or like, you need to feel like you won in this deal or whatever it is. Like, I don't need to feel like I won. Like, I don't, the two things I started when I was a teenager, the two things I realized that ruins everything, friendships, partnerships, business, families, everything, is ego and greed. So when I was young, those are two things I'm like, delete. I don't even have them in my body. I would rather lose money than dent my reputation. Like, I'm not greedy at all. I have no fucking ego. Like, it's just like, all right, well, if that's how you feel, let's try to figure this out. And it's really surprising when people are like, yeah, how's he not mad? How many times I've heard my wife say, how are you not mad at them? Like, what is that going to do? Like, I realize that's who that person is. Now I gotta master art, automatic resourceful thinking. It's a chapter in my book. So my brain automatically goes to, what's the fix? Right? So, yeah, I don't know if I answered the question exactly, but
Yeah, I guess it's you did in a passive way, but it was more just about like how you could help someone else kind of understand how to level up in a way that you kind of did, in the sense of how to kind of go into a room of unfamiliar people and make yourself familiar, learn the skill sets to level your career up, and how to know how to properly network
the thing is, most people feel like they have to tell you how fucking dope they are in 10 seconds, right? And it's all about them. What I realized early on is, when you lean into other people, or you care about them, or you figure out a way to help them, like, the way to help yourself is by helping others, right? Helping others be great is being great. Do you know what I'm saying? But people feel like the great means the spotlight has to be on me, right? And it's like, I'll give you an example. There's a whole bunch of you guys in Boston. When I started watching over the past several years, different creators and podcasters and influencers and whatnot. And I've been sitting here on the West Coast looking back at you guys thinking, why are they all gathering up together and creating the fucking most incredible syndicate and putting Boston on the motherfucking map? Like, instead, there's little sly remarks, or like, this dude's over here with that, and like this girl. And it's just like, somebody over there needs to have the balls to say, guys, let's all come together. But by the way, it also has to be somebody that understands everyone's needs, everyone's ego, and how to feed everybody the same way. Because what would happen is, let's say it's you that wants to do it. And, back to what I was saying, people's perceptions earlier. Let's say another podcast, like, oh, he's only doing this so he can help him. He wants to get my audience, right? Or like, they're going to right off the bat think, what's the hidden agenda here? Do you know what I'm saying? So like, you would need like a me who I'm cracking with or without you guys, right? Like,
Right.
you would need like a me to come back and like, guys, I've done this. I understand how to build a system and a syndicate. I can call iHeart. I could put a deal together for all of us. We can do podcasts. We can do this. If we unite, guess what happens 3 years from now? We're doing a massive sold out conference at Gillette Stadium because all 9 of you guys are all equally fucking cracking. Individually, you're great, but when y'all are in a place together, holy shit. Do you know what I'm saying? But like,
Yeah.
you need someone that understands how to do that and also knows how to talk to each different personality and make them be okay.
Clay, it
Because if
sounds like it's you, man. It sounds like you're the guy.
yeah, well, it's funny because as I'm talking live, I just signed a huge deal at iHeartRadio.
Congratulations. That's amazing.
Thank you. So I have a podcast coming with them, but it's even bigger than just podcasts. And I was just thinking, because they had said to me, they go, why don't you build your own network? As I was literally live saying it, I was thinking, why the fuck don't I do this with these guys? So anyways, because the other thing too is like, I can also come in, even with you, I can tell you how to improve on your podcast. You know what I mean? Like
absolutely.
from the interview style to segments to coming up with cool ideas to having my team create graphic packages to music to, now guess what? If someone's doing a promo tour, and let's say Pharrell again, and I have 9 podcasts in my network, I'm having Pharrell do all 9. Do you know what I'm saying? So like, maybe we should talk about that after this.
Yeah, man, I'm definitely down. But let's harp on the Pharrell thing because it's just, I know that it might be something that you talk about a lot, but I would love anyone that hasn't gotten the chance to hear the story about in my audience that hasn't been able to hear your particular story in regards to how you got in front of these big names and like how you catapulted these individuals' career and where your place within like these greats is.
Yeah. So back when I was saying I understood the internet, and then so when I was at the radio station, I made a lot of contacts with record labels and executives. So when I knew they didn't understand what online radio was, because it really wasn't a thing at the time, I just was like, hey man, I have the most cracking online radio show. You would be doing a disservice to your artists if you come to Boston and don't come see me. So that's how I met Eminem. That's how I met Common, Wu-Tang, Cameron. Everyone came to my mom's house in Hyde Park.
That's
Like,
so
like my mom would make cookies. Like everybody, like it's what to this day why I'm friends with. Like even Gilly the Kid. Like we're friends because he came to my house. We've been friends ever since. You know what I mean? So like, and it was me being a value add to them. But then when they met me, it wasn't like hey, can you do this for me? Hey, it was just like, it was cool. It was like, we just became friends. So I was like, yeah, let's stay connected. And then like, as I'm growing my radio, I'm like, yo, send me your new record. I want to play it. So like, I'm doing shit for them that it would be advantageous for them to be my friend. You know what I'm saying? So, and that's why I built my own syndicated radio show. Cause I'm like, guys, I was on 4 radio stations in 4 states live every week. I would do Boston Monday and Tuesday. I would drive to New York every Wednesday and do my radio show until midnight, 9 p.m. till midnight. Then I'd drive home afterwards. Thursday, I would do Boston radio again. Friday, I would drive 2 hours to Connecticut. I would do 5 to 6 and then midnight to 3. And then I'd drive home back to Boston on Friday night. And then Saturday morning, I'd drive to Rhode Island and fly to Baltimore to do 92Q in Baltimore every week. So I did that because I knew when artists were doing promo runs, they would go down the East Coast. So if you see me in Boston, New York, Connecticut, Baltimore, you're like, fuck, this guy's everywhere. I got to be down with this dude. I also was producing platinum records. I also was now on E! News. I also had owned the biggest mixtape site in the world. So I just cornered the market that if you had a product that needed to get to the world, you should come through me. And I did that with intention, and it all worked. And to this day, that's why I have all of my relationships, like from Khaled to Drama to like, dude, DJ Khaled was just a DJ in Miami. And I owned my website, which was like the #1 mixtape site. And I had already known Khaled prior to doing that because I was an artist from Boston trying to break out as a rapper. So I had music that I would ship out to record radio stations, and I would see Khaled as one of the people I'd send my records to. So I knew Khaled was the shit in Miami, but I knew nobody knew him outside of Miami either. So I called him up one day because he did I was in a record label and I seen a stack of CDs. So I was going through them. I'm like, fucking Khaled does mixtapes since when? Right? So I listened to it on my ride back to Boston, and it was so dope. It was like he had Timbaland and Scott Storch making beats live on his mixtape. That's never been done. I never heard that before. So I was like, this is fucking fire, but nobody will ever hear this. So I called Khaled. I was like, bro, I need to show you how to build your brand outside of Miami. So we went to go meet in Puerto Rico, and we had like a closed room that we went to, and he did the whole, yo, nobody bother me with big talk. Clinton Sparks is here. We got big talk. He's always been that guy, by the way. So, so we sit there and talk, and I'm like telling him like what we need to do. And he goes, yo, remember that kid, Lil Wayne? And I was like, yeah, because it was after Cash Money kind of came down a little bit before Lil Wayne's resurgence. So I was like, yeah, of course. He goes, he just gave me 11 new records, Sparks. I don't know what to do with them, bro. They're fire records. And he asked me, Khaled, put these records in the street, and I don't know what to do. So I was like, bro, I know exactly what the fuck to do. So we put that mixtape together. I put it on the homepage of our site, and that was the launch of Khaled getting out of Miami and bringing Lil Wayne back to the limelight. So much so, Lil Wayne went on Jimmy Kimmel and changed lyrics in his rap to say Mix Unit when he performed. So yeah, again, look, if you notice everything I'm saying goes back to value add.
Yeah.
Why do people fuck with me? Because I did a lot of shit for them without asking for anything.
That's absolutely like mind blowing. And I guess like, I feel like at this point, the interview has kind of talked more for me. Like I'm trying to learn from you here just so I can figure out a way to do shit better for my career. So thank you for sharing all this insight. I guess my next question is kind of a little bit dumbed down compared to where we've been heading with this, but it's like coming from what you came from to where you are now, like, has there ever been an aha moment for you? Because it seems like you always had your eyes set on like whatever is next, whatever is above. But there had to have been a point where you were like, oh shit, like how did I go from inches away from a live bank robbery that could have ended my life to now I'm like in the hottest, dopest studio and I'm creating crazy music. And it's just like not many people in their lifetime, even with a good mindset, can truly get to where you are. At least haven't been able to.
There's a mixture between a little bit of naivety that I could have lost, I could have failed. I was so like, yeah, why wouldn't it work? I'm just gonna make a plan and execute it. So like, it's really that mentality that I've always had. So I don't have any like, oh shit, I'm on now moments, because there's been so many oh shit to the average person moments that like, it would, one, be hard to pinpoint one. And then two, oh shit will be the point where I'm like, my kids they're all, I'm 1 for 3 right now, only because my other ones are 3 and 6. My first son is a stellar human being. Awesome. Top premium, right? So my aha moment is if my other 2 kids are equally as dope as my first kid. And when all 3 of my kids are dope and successful and happy on their own terms, that will be like, all right, everything, right?
Dude, I love that so much. I love that so much.
That's awesome.
But, from like, let me tell you, so I'm just going through my head through like 20 years of like cool moment. So there's one time I'm in the studio with Jay-Z. So it's me and Jay and Memphis Bleak. And a friend of ours, Donna, who's like a really good friend of mine at the time, she comes running in like, you know what everybody's been saying to me all day? I was like, how much? Right? And then she didn't hear it, but Jay heard it. Right? And then he laughed. Right? And then she said something else that like, because we all snap on each other all the time. And then I said something else that made him laugh. And then Donna left, and it was just me, Bleak, and Jay. And we were just fucking around with each other. And then Jay he's like, leaves the room, but then he puts his head back in. And he goes, Sparks. I'm like, yes, Jay-Z. And he goes, yo, you should come around more often, man. Right? And it was just like, to the average person now, like, oh my God, Jay likes me. Right? And I just thought like, all right, cool. I'm doing a good job at what I'm supposed to be doing. And like, and then I was told before that he had asked for me. And it's like, I've always been so focused on my plan that I didn't divert. So like, imagine if I went, like, I could be running Rock Nation right now. Who knows? Do you know what I'm saying? But like, that's not what I wanted. Do you know what I'm saying? I wanted what I have. And that's the other thing too, is like, to your point, when people are trying to, kind of um, aim for their own personal success and happiness, like, everybody has an idea. Almost nobody has a plan. And that's the problem. I got a great idea. Here's my idea to do this. And it's like, 99, I watch people, even especially growing up, you watch people who have ideas and they never fucking do them. And it's just like, yeah, that's a great idea. Go do it. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? It's like, think about how many times you heard somebody say, yo, somebody should invent. Yo, don't you think somebody should make something like this? Yeah, how about you? Like,
Yeah.
fucking do it. You know what I mean? So it's like, if I think of doing something, then I just do it. Because, and then I make a plan and I follow through on making sure my company right now, like, I'm in the middle of my company right now of like a tumultuous moment where like you could fail or you could prevail. You know what I mean? And it's like, there's a lot of weight on my shoulders. And a lot of people would have tapped out already. But like, nah, what does that mean? Quit. Like, I don't even know what that means. And I'm not even saying that to try to be like this inspirational guru. I'm just telling you that's how I'm fucking built. I don't know what that means. If I'm in a fight with you, I don't care if you're bigger and stronger. I'm not stopping. You know what I'm saying? Like, I won't. And that's a Boston mentality too. Do you know what I'm saying? Like,
That's what I was just thinking in my head.
like, I'm not like, I'm not, if I got to fucking grab you and bite your neck and fucking karate chop you, like, I'm like, that's just what it is. So like, it's the same. And when you grow up, in every fucking thing that you had to get in your life, you had to work for it and you had to survive. Like, bro, I was molested in my home for 4 years from a grown man. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, your whole life is survival and protecting yourself. Do you know, like, I'm getting jumped by white kids and I'm jumped by black kids and then the molester were in my house and then Puerto Rican kids are fucking jumping me. Like, it's like, is anybody nice? Do you know what I'm saying? So like instead of me getting a chip on my shoulder and becoming a prick that's jaded, I realized this is the worst the world has to offer. How can I be something that provides the best? So, from all the adversity and, the traumatic moments throughout my life, when I grew up, you usually become an alcoholic, right? So, and my whole family lineage was alcoholics. I was like, yeah, that's whack. To me, guys, like, I watch people drink and do dumb shit and regret it. Get DUIs, get a girl pregnant, da-da-da. And it's like, all right, yeah, maybe you probably shouldn't get drunk. Like, it's that easy. Don't drink.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's like, to me, life is easy. People make it hard by just doing dumb shit and making stupid ass decisions when you fucking know better. Like, this is a kid who had nobody giving him guidance, that didn't know better, that at 19 had to figure out how to do better. So you have there's no fucking excuse when you're in your 30s and 40s and you're still fucking up and making stupid ass mistakes and don't got your shit together.
Clinton, man, I mean, we've been mutuals on social media for a while, and obviously it's easy for me to tag along and see the success of your career and everything that you've done. But this moment right here has probably been one of the most profound moments getting to know you, on top of just in general on the podcast, because your complete vulnerability and willingness to talk about your life and your experience is far more than I would ever expected or would have asked of you. And I'm just very curious to see where that vulnerability and willingness to put yourself out there, knowing that you have such a large platform, knowing that people will hear this and talk about your story. How did you find like the grit and the strength to do what most people won't do? Because obviously it's not easy being an entrepreneur, but people can come up with ideas. People can try shit. People can do whatever. But to have the success you've had while also still being able to be vulnerable about your upbringing and talk about the trials and tribulations of being a father and what it truly means and how you show up every day. It's very, this mental health for me is a very important subject. And that's why I'm harping on this. And I'd like to hear, because you are very motivating, where you found the strength to be vulnerable in the eyes of the difficulties that you had faced.
To answer your question direct, I don't think I ever had to go on a search to find you know, the ability to be vulnerable. It's just who I am. It's part of my life. So it's just a real conversation. It's an authentic conversation. Like if I didn't say it, then I'm really not being me. We can all agree the saying "no pain, no gain." You go to the gym and you look like you go to the fucking gym all the time. So like the concept "no pain, no gain," correct?
Yes.
And you accept that. You accept it, right? Oh, I gotta fucking rip my muscles. It's gonna hurt. I can't walk my glutes. I can't sit, right? Because you know that you have to go from the pain to get the gain, correct?
Facts. Yep.
Well, why don't you take all the pain from your childhood and the shit that you went through and look at that as a fucking gain? Because you have a unique experience in your life that nobody else has had because it's unique to you. And in the way that I've done it is I've now used all that pain to become a better person, treat people better, and understand people better. When people are an asshole to me, I don't even take it personal. I just think, oh, that's how they're built. And I start unwinding who they are and seeing like, why are they responding like this? Where did this come from? It's not really me, right? So it's because they don't have the ability or the understanding of how to talk to me because they don't even really understand themselves. And that's why they act and respond the way that they do. And that's why they'll never be fully happy and, fully recovered from whatever. People talk about this long journey to healing. It's not a journey. It's just a fucking decision. It's a decision that only you can make. And you can make it today. You can literally say, yeah, shit doesn't bother me anymore. I'm over. And that's it. Now your brain doesn't think about it anymore. Your brain doesn't think about it anymore. You don't fucking cry about it anymore. You don't cry about it anymore. It doesn't hold you back anymore. You don't got to go talk to a therapist about it. You don't got to fucking drink or smoke or do drugs to fucking forget about it. Just fucking forget about it and then say, here's the shit that's bothered me. What do I want out of my life? What will make me happy? You sit down, you write down those answers. Here's what bothers me. Delete it. Here's what I think will make me happy. Make a fucking plan and make milestones on how you're going to achieve that fucking goal and keep track of your life. Because if you don't keep track of your life, you don't know if you're winning or you're losing, right? And people just go out there like, oh, I want to be happy. I want to get a good job. I want to make money. I want to get a good body. Yeah, great ideas. How the fuck are you going to do it? You got to make a fucking plan and stick to it. It's the only way you'll ever have a fucking life worth living.
Fuck, I'm ready to run through a goddamn wall right now.
I was going to say, I'm going to clip that and watch it every morning.
Those fucking lats. It looks like you can do that anyways.
Let's go.
What would you say was the hardest thing to learn growing up?
Probably learning how to use, save, or spend money.
You legit worked in banking, did you not?
You're welcome.
Are you still with Dime Bank or are you too Hollywood now?
Okay, rude, but yes. Yes, I am.
Imagine your followers finding out you're with a Connecticut-based bank.
Okay, first of all, they have a branch in Wesley, Rhode Island, which is where we grew up. So really, that's brownie points because I'm sticking to my roots. Second, I think everyone would appreciate that I'm with a bank that knows and understands their community. Their tagline is legit, community banking lives here.
Hey, I'm not asking you to sell me on it. I've been banking with them for years, and they know me on a first-name basis. I'm just saying I'm surprised is all. I can see the headlines now. Mr. Anti-Connecticut actually banks with local community bank?
Okay, you know what? Follow along with me here. They're FDIC insured, equal housing lenders, wicked friendly. They take care of all my personal needs, have expansive products to help all my businesses, offer lending across the board, merchant services. What more could I possibly want or need? And you know that I secretly like Connecticut, so...
Oh, I hope you heard that, folks. Dime Bank is the reason Ian loves Connecticut.
Okay, you're ridiculous. Funny story, though. You know how they have the mobile app with banking, Lifesaver, you can do all the deposits. Have you tried to teach your mom how to do the mobile deposit
No.
yet? I was teaching my mom how to do it, and she takes a selfie instead of the check. Visit dimebank.com to learn more. All right, so obviously you fucking put paper to pen. How the hell did this global gaming thing come to fruition for you? This is when you launched this, I was like, oh shit, I didn't know you were going to be into gaming. And I've seen some clips, I've seen some interviews, but I want to hear it directly from you on how this came to life for you.
Yeah, thanks. So in 2017, a buddy of mine called me and said, yo, come to this office. We're in LA. Come to this office. We're going to start this new company. So I go there and it's like the fucking boiler room. Like everyone's running around. It's like in a WeWork. And I'm like, what is this? He's like, yo, these kids, they're super popular online. They got millions of followers. This guy just came over here from Norway with $20 million. We're going to stand this up and make a business out of it. And I'm like, what? It's esports. I never heard of esports at the time, right? And nobody has, unless you're in esports, right? So then I'm like, what is this? So then he's telling me, and I'm like, all right, let me vibe with it for a day or two. So I'm in there, and then I check it out. And I'm doing some research, and then I'm like, all right, cool, I'm with it. So I start, and then we turn that group of kids from just a bunch of popular kids with no business model, no revenue drivers into a $1 billion IPO. They call FaZe Clan. Banks, and then they're from Boston. So they were just really popular kids online. So we went in there, stood the business
Holy
up.
shit.
I
I'm
became
sorry. I just had to figure out who you were talking about just now because
Yeah.
I follow all those guys. That's insane. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
RJ's a big gamer too, so
Yeah,
Yeah,
that
yeah.
just like that just clicked with me for a second when you said that because I've been watching a lot of those guys lately.
Oh.
Because yeah, I'm sorry. Go ahead. Go ahead.
That's okay.
crazy the power of social media.
So we turned him into I became VP of Business Development. I brought everybody from Offset, Pitbull, Sway Lee, Yo Gotti, DJ Paul, Ray J, Big Boy, Troy Carter, Little Yachty, like all these people there. And then, we just created a lot of movements and moments. Like the guys already built their name, FaZe. I came in and helped build the business and connected it to other cultures and pushed it more into mainstream. Because that's what I've been doing. I've been shaping and shifting culture for over 20 years. So I've always been the bridge between like Hollywood and the hood, or Wall Street and the street, or BET and MTV. And so when I went into that world, it was just like, oh yeah, I know exactly how to bring all these worlds together. So I did that, and then I ended up leaving that company because the CEO was just not a good human being. And I started another esports org based out of Boston called XET. And then as I was there, I'm realizing, man, this is the biggest entertainment platform in the world, video gaming is. Makes more money than movie, music, and television combined. Makes hundreds of billions of dollars, has billions of users, but it's completely disconnected from mainstream and pop culture, and definitely the streets. So I'm like, looks like a job for Clint Sparks. So
we gotta get that shit on a t-shirt.
So by the way, that's the first time I've ever said that line in my life. So
TM, no one touched that shit.
So I was like, man, if I could do that with a team, imagine if I built the UFC, WWE, NFL of video gaming. It doesn't exist. You have esports, which is reserved for the hardcore endemic gamer that grinds 8 to 15 hours a day, hoping to be on an esports org that gets accepted into a closed league like League of Legends, Call of Duty, that costs millions of dollars to operate. The model doesn't work. It's a niche model. Nobody in mainstream knows about it. There's no mainstream attention. The average person doesn't know esports, doesn't know a player, doesn't know a game. If you put Valorant on, they have no fucking idea. They're not on Twitch. They don't go to this. It's just very siloed. However, gaming is the world, right? So it's like, how can I do what Dana did with mixed martial arts? Because technically all he did was democratize and systematize it, right? So it's just like, I'm going to do for gaming what Dana did with UFC and, what WWE did with wrestling. Meaning, like, dude, fighting has been around since fucking gladiator days. It's not new. You know what I'm saying? It's just you add lights and octagon and market it and systemize it. And like now you built a $30 billion company now. So it's like, I'm going to do that same thing with video gaming. The difference is I don't have to build a market. It's already there. There's already 3.5 billion gamers around the world and growing. It's already making hundreds of billions of dollars. Everybody games. Like it doesn't, from Candy Crush to Monopoly Go to Street Fighter to Mario Brothers. Everybody games. So there's no race, religion, age. You could have no legs. You could be 71. You could be an introvert. You could have no athletic ability. Anybody can become a star in video gaming, but there's nothing for them to become a star. So I call T-Pain, who's a friend of mine, who's also known as a gamer. I said, I got this great idea. I think you should do it with me. He's like, this is fucking dope. Let's do it. So then we launched the Global Gaming League, and now we're wearing everything from Sports Illustrated to Page Six to TMZ to, you know, Business Insider to like places that you never see gaming, like The Source, Vibe. Like they don't talk about gaming, you know what I'm saying? But like, and now I got everybody from Gilly the Kid and Wallow to Howie Mandel to Flavor Flav to T-Pain. I'm connected with Mark this weekend to talk about him getting involved. And like me and Mark have been
His
talking
sons
about.
are big gamers too, right, Mark? I remember
Yeah,
him mentioned that one
yeah,
time.
yeah. So and I'm
So
like,
that'd be huge too.
dude, and like for instance, it's funny when I first called Mark about when I went to FaZe, and I said, you know, what do you know about gaming? He's like, shit. And I was like, and I go, do your kids game? He's like, yeah, like 2 hours a week. This was back when I started FaZe, so this is 2017, like 8 years ago. And then and I go, dude, imagine if mine and your mother only let us do music 2 hours a week. Neither one of us would be here right now. And he's like, all right, I'm listening. So I tell him about it. By the time I'm done telling him about it, he's like, honey, we got to let our kids play some fucking more video games. Right? So like, you know, I've obviously like always been like planting seeds with Mark to let him see what's going on. Cause me and Mark were going to start an energy drink line for FaZe together. Like we were working on it. Like we had the manufacturing, we had all that stuff. And when I went to the CEO of FaZe back then, I was like, look, I brought Mark in. We're going to create a, you know, a beverage line like the Gatorade for gamers. And literally the CEO said, why would we do business with a 50-year-old, you know, actor? I was like, oh my fucking God.
That's fucking crazy.
Yeah, like the guy's,
That's wild.
the guy's an idiot. I could go on all day
Jeez.
about the opportunities I brought there that he didn't know his elbow from his ass. He
That's
knew nothing
wild.
about culture.
Was that before Prime?
Yeah, it was before Prime.
Yeah, and now look at Prime.
Yeah. So yeah, exactly. So, and he goes, I'd rather go get a check from an energy drink. We don't develop products. I go, so you'd rather go get a $2 million check than us to go build this with Mark and sell it for $200 million in like 4 years. Right. And he didn't see it. We don't need to go on about him. He's just, not everybody's good at their
Yeah,
job.
gotcha.
So,
Yeah.
so anyways, moving on. Then, you know, I've always been keeping Mark abreast of what I'm doing in gaming. And then when I started Global Gaming League, I'm like, bro, you got to get involved with this. I'm going to build the UFC of video gaming. So it went from like, all right, cool, to, oh, good stuff, to, oh, wow, to, man, that's great, to, all right, I'm ready to be part of this. Right. So like, and it was me like, keep like showing him because,
Yep.
you know, everybody goes at Mark for shit. Right. You know, so it's like,
Right.
if he said yes, you know, I got to make sure it's going to stick, that it's consistent, that you're doing the right thing, that it's at the right time, that I can't put my name on some bullshit that fucking flops. So like, I totally get it. And like, again, this is going back to not having an ego, right? So
Right.
it's like, I get it. It's my job to keep trying to convince you at a cadence that, you know, there's a fine line between being annoying and consistent, right? And you got to find that line, because the second you like, someone's like, fuck, man, stop sending me all this shit, you lost them, right? So like, you have to do it. There's timing and knowing what to send and when to send, and also knowing what they're doing, what's going on in their life at the time. He could be in the middle of shooting a scene, which, by the way, Mark even texts even when he's fucking shooting scenes. It's crazy. But like, yeah, like Mark's crazy, man. Like he's fucking really awesome.
I did background work because obviously, like, I've been trying to become an actor for a while, and I did background work on Daddy's Home too. And I don't take acting classes. I never went to school for it. But one thing I've always done is I've just done background work and sat there and watched these actors work on a regular basis to see how they move, how they're studying, kind of like you're saying, trying to just like observe about what's going on. And the two people that I've never seen work so hard between knowing the scene so well and then just like working the minute that the camera cuts was Mark and Kevin
Yeah.
Hart.
Yeah,
Those
yeah,
two
yeah.
dudes, man, they were just like fucking workhorses. And we were there for 10, 12 hours. I'm like, damn, I don't know how you do both of those.
Yeah.
And they're successful husbands and you know, fathers. And it's just like crazy.
It's crazy. You'll see him be like, he's at the gym this morning. Then you text him later and he's like, yo, I'm on a set filming right now. I'll be back Saturday. And then you see a video of fucking doing something for Wahlburgers. Then you see it. And it's just like, dude, like it's crazy. Like, but I also, I will give some credit that that's Boston mentality. You know what I'm
Facts.
saying? Like you just keep going. But anyway, so back to the Global Gaming League. So yeah, I mean, like we're blowing up right now. It's growing. You know, we built a huge community, a lot of momentum. I just did a big deal at iHeartRadio, like I was saying, like everybody from Skydance to Mandalay Bay to Fox TV, they're all interested. So there's really active conversations going on for this to do exactly what I set out for it to do, is to be the next biggest global league. The difference from this is, we're like the NFL, WWE, UFC of video gaming, meaning the professionalism and the structure of traditional competitive leagues like the NFL and the NBA, pageantry, theatrics, storyline, smack talking like WWE, and much like the UFC, where you see two people compete, they wouldn't see compete elsewhere. Here is where you would see like Shaq's team go against Jessica Alba's team. Because the Global Gaming League is a league of celebrity-owned teams that compete in live events, playing everything from modern games to classic games and everything in between. But the difference from like the NFL is one sport, one season, one region. We're all sports, meaning all game titles. It's all year. And it's truly global, from India to Asia to Middle East to Europe, North America, South America. Everybody games. It's the biggest entertainment platform in the world. And I'm aiming to be, and I'm saying this as humble as possible, I'm aiming to be the Dana White, Vince McMahon of video gaming.
That's going to happen. It's not even a
That's
conversation.
so cool. I love that.
We're just in the timetable of when that's going to happen.
Yeah, it's not about,
love
yeah,
it.
exactly.
Clint, man,
What
we've been
do
taking
you-
up a shit. Oh, sorry. Did you got something to say?
No, I was just going to ask. I know we're going to get ready for our segments, but one of the things I wanted to ask, especially because of the field of work that Ian is in, and something that I always find fascinating, especially with somebody with the wisdom of yours. You said, you kind of watch the internet turn into what it is. How do you feel about the music industry with the platforms that are available to us now? Because like if you look at a lot of these really popular songs, like the Shabuzi and the Miles song that just came out, Stargazing, they didn't really release that. They kind of promoted it for a while, really got it out there. And you couldn't do that 10 years ago, 15 years ago, 20 years ago. You kind of just like dropped it and hoped it got around. Do you think that's a good thing? Or do you think it's like they kind of got to pay their dues, but
Well, no, 10, 15 years ago, you did do that. It was just different. You did it with like guerrilla marketing, sniping cities, doing radio promo, college tours, out there performing. There was a lot of ways to do it. And now it's become digital and faster and global immediately.
Mm,
So that's really the only difference. But yeah, I think it's amazing that people can have access to the world with the press of a button. Um, However, because I'm older and understand what it used to be, I do miss the allure of the wait. Was kind of
mm.
like, the excitement of, the anticipation, right? And like now you can get it right away, and you've lived in both worlds. You're kind of
Yeah.
like, I kind of like when like they teased me a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah, I got you. Yeah, I follow you.
I mean, like, imagine if like you unzip your pants, boom, you're done. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just like it ruins all
That's
the
not how it
fun.
happens?
It's
What?
the and he goes, wait, it's not supposed to happen.
That's-
but, but like,
I'm confused here.
yeah, but like imagine that. Like, I know I'm being funny about it, but like, you take all the fun out of it of coming to
Yeah,
the end.
I got you.
Do you know what
I
I'm
follow what
saying?
you're
So,
saying. Yeah.
so to me, because I've been around, I also think that there's an air of even the younger generation seeking a more analog life. I think people are starting to get too overwhelmed and they need a digital detox. Like there's a big
Yeah.
wave of like even young kids going back to flip phones. You know
Yeah.
what I'm
Mm.
saying? Because it's just too much, bro.
I just heard Gary Vee talk about how like he thinks like the next thing that's going to be hot is like there's an app for people to just like go on walks and start connecting with people that are strangers again. And I wouldn't be, I mean, Gary is abrasive, but man, that dude tends to be pretty right about a lot of stuff. And
You
we
know,
just
it's-
had Token Hip Hop. We just had Token on, and his music is hot, but it's like he was even like, I'm not really online like that. And then today he just dropped a single like 2 days ago, and he's been like blown up. He's like, oh, I didn't know Facebook could get down like that, because it's got like 4 or 5 million views in the first 72 hours,
Yeah.
which is great for him because I'm a fan of Token. So that's like, but it's just funny that juxtaposition.
I discovered Token, right?
Did you really?
Yeah, I'm the one that put
let's
him.
go.
I'm the one that put him on Sway in the Morning in like 2015. A buddy of mine was like, "Yo, we should sign this dude." And then I called him up, and then at that time I owned a hookah bar called Blue in Quincy. What's it called? What's the where the harbor is, where the club used to be? A nice area in Quincy.
Oh.
Joel, where was Blue? What's that area called? Marina Bay.
Okay. Yeah. Gotcha.
So brought him to how the fuck do I forget? Getting old, guys.
Yeah, you're an LA guy now, or Vegas, excuse me.
So yeah, so I invited him to there. We hung out, and then like he would come stay with me in LA and put together his first mixtape. I produced some records with him. Like Mark was really on him early too. We went to go visit Mark. Mark put him in a movie. So yeah, I was involved with him early on. Yeah. So what was the question?
He was asking you about how you feel about like the old school way of marketing
yeah.
and getting out there versus the new wave of digital.
Yeah. So it sounds like Token just realized something that he just wasn't familiar with. That's all.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think that I mean, you didn't even ask me about AI. That's really the question about AI.
Yeah, that's I think that's kind of where he wanted to go with it.
I was gonna ask you once you answered that, because I think the way you put that, I kind of pictured you saying that, but it makes more sense when you say it, because there was a brief period where like that was possible. It was just in a different way.
It just
But
wasn't for the
now-
whole world to see while you were doing it.
Right.
You were doing it because you needed the music to get out there.
Right.
Yeah, you when you came to
yeah.
Boston, you went to WERS at first, 88.9. That's how
Yeah.
you would try to break your music. And, you know, you do colleges and stuff. But yeah, man, I love everything. I love. I'm not a complaining type of dude, man. So like when things happen, I'm just like, okay, this is what it is now.
Yeah.
So you adapt and you understand how to make things work together, or take your learnings from other things and apply them to that and bring a new perspective. So
Mm.
And as a producer, how do you feel about the AI stuff?
um
Useful tool, or is it going to be?
I'm in partial. I think it sucks in the sense that it's definitely spitting out way too much fucking product, man. Like it's just like, how the fuck would you ever find? There's too much songs to pick and find and look and like just. So that's that. I don't know. I'm in part. You know, it's funny. You would think because I'm an actual producer and made a living off and stuff that I would be like, this is bullshit. Da da da. But it's like, dude, I roll with the times, man. Like you just fucking adapt or die. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like, figure out, this is what it is, guys. It is what it is. You can't fight it. It's going to happen. Either figure out how to get down or lay down. Do you know what I'm saying? It's one or the other. So
It's so valid.
Gotcha. All right. We don't want to take up too much more of your time.
Yeah, you do.
Well, I personally absolutely want to, but I want
yes,
to be.
we do.
I
Don't
wanna
lie
be
to the
respectful
man.
with it. So let's get into the So New England segment here. We're going to ask you some New England-based questions here. 6 beautiful states in New England. Can you rank them 1 through 6? Your favorite states?
Yeah, Massachusetts is number 1.
I figured that was a no-brainer.
To me, like Maine and New Hampshire and like they're all the same thing to me. Do you know what I'm saying?
They're all just north.
like,
Spoken like a true Bostonian.
Yeah, they're all the same. And then, honestly, I guess I'd say Rhode Island too. You know, only because it's like more shit to do there. I guess Rhode Island like tries to be like popping. You know what I'm saying? Like, so yeah, I guess that's. Vermont last, I guess. Massachusetts, Rhode Island, New Hampshire, Maine.
Got it. Love it. How about sports teams?
Oh,
you got
Sox
rank
are
those
number
for
1.
me.
Sox are number
Sox
1.
1, big baseball
Sox
guy.
are
Okay,
number 1.
cool.
Yeah. I threw the first pitch at Fenway last year.
I remember seeing that picture. That was crazy.
That
must have been a full
on the
circle
flight
moment for you.
there. On the flight there, our plane's window busted
Oh shit!
in the sky, like yeah,
No way.
yeah, it was nuts. And when I got there, I had full on COVID. Like I was sweating. Like something was like, "We're not gonna let you on this mountain."
Yeah,
man.
what
Like,
the fuck?
so-
See,
And
let's see how tough you are.
By the way, guess what? Threw a fucking steamer right down the middle. So fuck off, window and COVID. So, anyways, yeah, Red Sox, Patriots, Celtics, and then I mean Bruins. But you said 5 people. You said 5, right?
We also have the New England Revolution, which is.
I was going to say, are we talking about soccer?
Yeah, we try to put on. We got the FIFA World Cup coming here to Boston. You know what I mean? So that's a pretty hot topic around here nowadays.
I don't. And maybe this is my bad. Like, I don't. Are they making any noise? Are they popping? Are they doing it for us?
They've pretty much made it to the semis of the playoffs every year, but never like the quarterfinals or anything like that. So they got a good team. They're just struggling because, you know, it's like soccer is not a huge American sport, so to speak. Honestly, we have a football league here for the Rhode Island FC, and they've made it to the championship their last 3 seasons, so it's a little bit more popping than the Rev. So
Yeah.
but
Well, yeah. So that's my 5
anything
right there.
anything about New England that you think is overrated, and anything that you think is underrated?
Nothing's overrated. Everything's awesome. So, underrated. That a lot of pants fall when the accent is heard.
Yeah. I love that. That's good. That's good.
At least we used to.
And you're well traveled. So if there was a city, state, country, or continent, anywhere in the world that you think would be a good fit to join New England, or anywhere that you would like to add to New England, like if you could bring Vegas to New England, would you?
Toronto.
Toronto, okay.
Toronto, yeah. Toronto's awesome. Toronto's always been what Boston has become. Like, you know, Boston to me now has just become like a melting pot of everything. Like, I don't even think there'll be accents in another like decade. You know what I mean?
Probably not.
It's such a new place from when I was growing up. You know, there was a lot of racism when I was growing up. There was a lot of segregation. Like, you couldn't be a white dude walking through Roxbury, and you couldn't be a black dude walking through Southie when I was a kid. So like, it's way different now.
Yeah.
And I always loved Toronto. Like, it's just everybody lived like Haitians and Jamaicans and white Irish people, and they all just hung out together. When I would DJ clubs, everybody was in, and they fucking know all types of music. I could play a random Guns N' Roses record, then a Jay-Z B-side, and they were singing everything. So like, I loved how they were just like so open-minded and such a melting pot of different, you know, cultures and races, and you know, throughout time, Boston, you know, it was rough in the 80s, and the 90s started changing. In 2000s, people started becoming more together, and, you know, music and fashion and technology and all that stuff helped all that. And then the growth of, you know, down by, where's the Grand? What's that area called again?
Oh, you mean like where Encore is and everything like that?
No,
Or the Seaport.
Seaport. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, like then all stuff like that happening, and then all of a sudden, like a triple decker when I lived in Dorchester was like, you were fucking broke. Now, like, you got to be a millionaire to own a triple decker. Like,
Yeah, it's
it's
crazy.
just like, it's like, yeah. So it's definitely changed. So the answer to that will be Toronto.
Awesome. Favorite New England food? Anything you miss over there on the West Coast you wish you can get more of?
I don't know if it's necessarily deemed New England food or like a New England restaurant.
Gotcha. Yeah, either or.
So yeah, my favorite place to eat in New England, whenever I go back, is a place called Tasso's. It's at the Norwood Airport, and
Oh shit. Okay.
yeah, it's fucking dope.
No.
And I-
Okay. Tassos.
so-
We're gonna have to look that one up. That's
Yeah,
Shout
so
out
I would.
Tasso.
I'm
eat
gonna trust
there.
your recommendation.
I would eat there all the time. When I lived there, I was always, whenever I fly back, I go there and eat. And matter of fact, there was a Greek girl that was a journalist on the news channel in Boston several years back. If you said her name, I'd know it. I forget if she was popular.
Yeah,
And
I'm not much of a news guy personally, so I'm
right,
not something
cool.
I would know offhand.
Good to know not to listen to you when you share fucking shit then. He doesn't know what the fuck he's talking about, right? So anyways, so they have a cookie there, a Greek cookie. It's called a Phoenicia. It's like Melanocobi something, but like the white guy says Phoenicia, right? So so me and her would fight over it, and we try to get there first to buy out the whole batch. So I never met her, she never met me, but she knew I was the kid from E, and I knew she was the girl from Fox or whatever channel she was on in Boston. And like the owner of the place was like, she just came in and bought it all. I'm like, God damn it.
I love a little friendly rivalry.
But if you do go there, you got to have the stuffed baked haddock.
Oof.
Yeah.
I'm on it. We got to get up there, boys.
Yeah.
All right. Last question. Any New England-based film or Boston-based movie that you just think is like your favorite, like it just encapsulates Boston, New England as a whole?
Every single movie except Boston Pride and Fever Pitch.
I was wondering if you were going to say Fever Pitch because you a Sox guy, but
Nah,
no.
man. Like, I keep it real, bro. Like, even if the Sox did something whack, I'd say it. But but like, no, from Mystic River to, Good Will Hunting to, The Town to Gone Baby Gone, like everything. It's funny because my son, when he was growing up, he like hated Boston movies because I loved them so much.
Yeah.
He's like, when your dad likes something, you're like, wow, I hate that. He likes that. And then when you get older, you're like, oh, now I get why my dad liked it. Like now he's at that age where he likes it.
And that's why he's a rock star kid. He's like Dad.
So yeah, I think any movie, any meaningful movie with substance like the ones I just mentioned, are like there's an air about a Boston movie. You know what I mean? Like even Manchester by the Sea. Do you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like it's just like it's got the
Real,
got the Boston pain, the Boston sadness, the shit that we all from my era have gone through and we understand and can relate to. So like those are the things that stand out to me.
Love it. Clint, this has been absolutely captivating, motivating, inspiring, so many different things. And I really, seriously, we can't thank you enough for your valuable time and jumping on with the pod.
Thank you so
much. Where can everybody find you? Where can everyone get in touch with this Global Gaming League too, if they're not in tuned yet?
Thank you. At Global Gaming League, if you're a gamer and you want to join our league, and you can join and go from our farm league to our minor league to our major league, which is our celebrity-owned teams. You can join globalgamingleague.com. Our online gaming platform launches in 2 weeks for beta testing, and we will become the biggest global online gaming tournament platform and the only one where you can join and rise in the ranks and go from your bedroom to the main stage on a celebrity-owned team. Get familiar.
Fucking insane.
And at Clinton Sparks on everything else.
Yeah, we'll tag you. Amazing. All right, folks, that's going to conclude episode 73 of the So New England podcast. Please remember, folks, life's better in New England.
Red Sox crack and the Celtics fly. Patriots